running injuries. This is something that plagues most runners in their journey. It's plagued me in my journey numerous times. Let's see, I've had had shin splints, I've had broken toes, I've had something else that led to shin splints. No, not if shin splints, and then it went to something else because I ran past the shin splints. And I forgot the name of it right now, but maybe later on, maybe my wife can remind me of what I had. She's somewhere in the house somewhere, but anyways, I had shin splints in the past, and I ran past them, ignoring the pain, not doing anything to prevent to make them go to soothe them, and I ended up getting a stress fracture. That's what it is. I got a stress fracture from running through the shin splints. So yeah, I've had my fair share of injuries over the years, and it seems to happen mostly on trails. So, and from not stretching. So, yeah, let's see. So, yeah, I've had them, and it sucks. But, let's see. Paul just talking about, I've got back 3 black toenails from my ultra. Yeah, he just did an ultra, folks. Head over to his channel, Dev Runner, over on YouTube, and he just attempted his first ultra, and you're going to have to check that out. It's a great video. But let's get to these things. I don't want to waste everybody's time here, but let's get to the topics and the things I've learned. So we're going to talk about the 5 most common types of injuries for runners. And of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician of any type. I Googled it. What's the most common types of injuries for runners? And I'm going to share with you what I found in my research. So the first thing is shin splints. I just mentioned a few minutes ago that was actually one of my first types of injury when I first started running back in 2016 was shin splints. I was pushing my body way too hard, going way too fast, trying to keep up with these youngsters when I was trying out for the police academy. And it led to shin splints, along with some other top things that I'm going to share with you today. So shin splints, they are described as pain along the shin bone or the tibia, and are often caused by overuse or improper running technique. And so that's what happened to me. I overused them, improper technique, and also I had improper shoes. I just had some shoes from Big Five that I just grabbed off the shelf. I didn't do any fitting or anything, and that's what led me to my shin splints. So here's how to prevent shin splints. So the first thing it says is to gradually increase your mileage and the intensity to allow your body to adapt. Don't start from 0 miles and go to 5 immediately. That's going to cause a shin splint. You want to slowly, start 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, and I'm sure Paul here and others watching can agree with me. You want to start off gradual. Next thing is use proper running shoes, like I just said. They have adequate support and cushioning, because that's what I did. I just grabbed a pair of Nikes off the shelf of Big Five, thought those were running shoes, and that led to part of the factors that led to my personal shin splints. Next is strengthen muscles in your lower legs through exercise like calf raises and toe walks. Again, actually, I think I didn't do toe walks. I was doing a lot of strength training back then, but I guess I wasn't doing enough to prevent the shin splints. Next is have proper running form with a slight forward lean or a midfoot strike. It says here in Google, I'm not sure if that's correct, but I do agree that you should have proper running form. And a great way to do that is to either go see a running coach such as Paul that's in the chat right now. He is a running coach. He actually will provide you a free consultation, I believe. So head over to Paul Dev Runner, and so go see somebody and they'll film you and they'll look at your running technique to make sure you're doing it. Or go to a local running club or something. Have someone look at you, film you, and give them, have them give you their feedback. So proper running form is very important when it comes to preventing shin splints. What is Google PhDBB? Let's see, PhDBB, what is that? Too much too soon principle, have to build up slowly. Yep. So what is a PhDB? Well, let me go back here. Here it is. So yeah, Google PhDBB. Okay, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna check that out myself or later on. Yeah, free commercial. You're welcome, Paul. So what does Bev say? According to research given by Brody Sharpen in his podcast, shin splints are also often caused by low cadence and or heavy foot strike. Huh, interesting. So maybe that goes along with running form. So again, go see a running coach or have a friend check you out, see if you're running properly. What's next? Okay, number 2, the most common types of running injuries for runners is runner's knee. I had this also. I forgot to mention that part. I received it a few years ago when I did my first 54 miler. Actually, my only 54 mile, my only ultra. I decided to take it on about 2 weeks too soon. No, I took it on 2 weeks prior to the event. I had no training in it. I just did it because I love the club, Skid Row Running Club. The judge asked me, hey, you want to be part of this? And I'm like, absolutely. And I got home and told my wife, and she's like, not sure if that's the smartest idea, but okay. So I took it on. 2 weeks later, I finished it. There's actually a video on my channel that describes the whole thing. One of the hardest things I've ever done, but it led to a thing called runner's knee. And I'm going to tell you exactly how runner's knee is caused and how you can prevent it. So, runner's knee is actually an injury that causes pain around the kneecap. And it is, and how you can prevent that is to strengthen the muscles around the knee, particularly the quadriceps and hip abductors. So I did none of that before the 54 miler. Avoid running on uneven surfaces or downhill for extended periods. Oh, that's interesting. So if you are running, you don't want to like be up and down the sidewalks or having one foot on the sidewalk, you want to have a flat surface. Gradually increase your mileage to avoid sudden increases in intensity. Like shin splints, gradually increase your miles. And that's what I did not do during the 54 miler. I went from probably the most I did at that time, that season of my training was like 10 miles to up to 54. Not smart, and it sidelined me for a month or two. Make sure your running shoe provides adequate support and cushioning. Again, back to the running shoes. So that's runner's knee. See what's in the chat here before next to the next one. Strength training for runners is so important for injury prevention. Yes. And what does Bev say? And light too, not slapping the road. Yeah. I've heard someone told me that I'm a loud runner. But then I had someone listen to me, Coach David at LA Roadrunners, and he said, no, you're fine. So, I don't know. Maybe it was just that day. I was being a loud runner, or maybe I've gotten better. But anyways, what's the next topic? Okay. Most common injuries for runners. Number 3 is IT band syndrome. I haven't had this, thank God, but I've heard it's awful. I had a friend at work that had it, and it took him forever to get rid of that. So let's see, what is IT band syndrome exactly, and how can we prevent it? It is inflammation and pain in the outer side of the knee. And so to prevent it, you've got to strengthen your hip abductor muscles through exercise like clamshells and side leg raises. Another way is to stretch the IT band and surrounding muscles regularly, especially after running. Stretching after running is very crucial, something I'm still learning to get better at. 6 years into my running journey. I'm going to learn eventually here, folks. Gradually increase your mileage and avoid sudden change in running surfaces. Again, with the same thing as the last two, gradually increase mileage. Consider using a foam roller to massage the IT band and release tension. So, has any of you in the chat, have you ever experienced any of these 3 so far? Let me know. Let's see. Some shoes are louder than others. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Paul says, IT band sucks. I've had it 3 times. Wow, 3 times. So did you use what I just mentioned to kind of prevent it, or how did you rehab from that? Yeah, a friend Lewis is here. Lewis is here from Mexico. Hello, Lewis. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Good seeing you, my friend. What does Miguel say? He says prehab exercises are good to incorporate to help build the body and to build and help prevent these injuries. So what kind of some prehab exercises do you recommend, Miguel? I'm not good at these things. I need to get better. I need to get to the gym more. Oh my gosh. I tell myself I'm going to go to the gym twice a week, and I do it for about a week, and then I stop for 2 weeks and I get back to it. I'm so inconsistent. I think that's my main issue. I'm very inconsistent. I need to get better at that. Yeah, that's a topic for another time. Anyways, let's see. What does Paul say? Always had it before I started weekly strength training. Oh, okay, so strength training helped you with that, the IT band syndrome. Very cool. All right, next topic, and this is number 4. Achilles tendonitis. I don't think I've had this. I'm not even quite sure what that is. So let's see what it is together, folks. Achilles tendonitis is the inflammation of the Achilles tendon, which connects to the calf muscle to the heel to prevent Achilles tendon. Oh, okay. I've heard about this. Many people have complained about that. Very painful from what I understand, and it takes a long time to heal, if I'm correct. So leave a comment below. Or leave a comment in the chat. Have you had Achilles tendonitis, and how did you prevent it? Or how did you recover from it? So the way you could prevent this is incorporate calf strengthening exercises into your training routine, such as heel raises. You don't have to even go to the gym for that. You can do that at home. Again, gradually increase mileage and avoid sudden changes in intensity. This seems to be a common theme here. Next, ensure your proper footwear. Again, common theme. Next is avoid running uphill excessively, as it puts extra strain on your Achilles tendon. So if you're going to do uphill, take your time doing it. Don't do it too suddenly. Don't do it too much, I guess. Have an even thing of flat and uphill workouts. So, Achilles tendonitis. Have you had it, and what did you do to prevent it or to recover from it? I'm also more aware of warning signs from my body. I'm also much more aware of warning signs from my body. Yeah, you're very good at that, Paul. I've noticed in your last video, if you have not seen it, he did he attempted his ultra, like I mentioned earlier, and he mentions in it that he had an injury and he had to listen to his body, and you're going to see the outcome of that ultra from that injury because he listened to his body. He didn't just push on past it. Lewis says stretching and strength training and mobility would help with any running injury related. I know, very true. I gotta get better at this stuff. Sheesh. Gotta get better at this stuff. Next is had Achilles and fixed it very quickly with calf raises and lots of barefoot balancing. You know what? It's funny you say that, Bev. I was listening during this week's Vitrol podcast. I love Vitrol. He's a ultra endurance runner. I listen to his podcast all the time, and he had like a running spotlight thing, or like how to be a better runner. And one of the things is a guy he was talking to was doing lots of barefoot balancing exercises barefoot. You can just do that at home while you're watching TV, or one of the guys he was talking about, one of his clients actually did it on the train to and from work. Not barefoot, but he'd just be on the train just balancing himself while the train's moving. So, yeah. Barefoot balancing exercises up on my toes. Very cool, Bev. Sudden change to a lower drop shoe can also bother your Achilles. Oh, okay. That's a good tip. All right, so that's number 4. So again, if you've had any injuries, please leave them in the chat and let us know how you recovered from those. So this is the last one, and I've never had it before, thank God, because it sounds awful. It is plantar fasciitis. Just the name alone is awful. Plantar fasciitis. Ugh. What kind of a name is that? Sheesh. It just sounds awful. But see, let's go into what it is. It's this awful pain through your, what I've heard it is, it's like stinging pain through your foot, and you can barely even walk on it. Let's see. Plantar fasciitis is characterized by pain and inflammation in the heel or the arch of the foot. And I've heard so many horror stories about this. Like, it goes on for years. And I don't know why it goes on for years. And so let's talk about how can we prevent it from happening. First off, wear supportive shoes with good arch and support cushioning. Common theme with most injuries. Avoid running on hard surfaces and vary your running routes to reduce repetitive stress. So Try going to a track more often. Don't just do the hard streets. Maybe go to a trail. Stretch your calf muscles and plantar fascia regularly. And I'm sure if you go to Paul's channel, he might be able to share some tips on how to do that. Consider using orthotic inserts or arch supports. I do that. Every time I buy new shoes, I go to Roadrunners, usually in Santa Monica, and I will always have the running inserts. I mean, I got to pay like an extra $75 for them or something, but maybe that's why I've never had that, because I've had the inserts. So have you had plantar fasciitis, and how long have you had it, and what did you do to prevent it? Let's see what Paul says. Let's see. Lewis says, any injury that doesn't let us run is a scary one. I agree. I completely agree. So does anybody have any tips on plantar fasciitis? Have you had it? Oh my gosh, it sounds awful. I had a friend who did I meet earlier? Oh, I have a friend right now that has it, and she's been using it for a couple of years, she says. Oh my God, I can't imagine. I hope I never get that. But those are the top 5 running injuries. So let's do a little recap. They were, let me hide this real quick. So top 1 was shin splints. 2nd, runner's knee. 3rd, IT band. 4th, Achilles tendonitis. And 5th, plantar fasciitis. So those are the top 5 running injuries. Let's see. Paul said, I've never had plantar, but I know it's the worst of all running related injuries. Ugh, oh God, let's hope we never get it. Yes, let's knock on wood here. I got a wood table here. Thank you, Lewis, for putting that out there. Yeah, that's our running injuries for today. So I do this every Monday. I try to do it at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I try to think of a new topic that could help you in your running journey, either as an advanced or a new runner, or just maybe running topics that's coming up or things that's happening in my life. As I said, I'm learning as I go with this, and I am trying to get better at having these come out earlier. I do have a new email list, so if you want to be reminded of this live stream or any updates that's going on my channel, I do have an email list. I will put that in the description below after this live stream ends, or you can go back to my other videos. I have the link in there. But that's just a way of you being reminded of what's going on. Again, still work in progress, but you just do one brick at a time. That's what I keep saying. Not what I say, that's what they say. One brick at a time, and eventually it all comes together. I think Paul can attest. He's a fellow YouTuber. He knows that doing this is a grind, and you just learn as you go. I mean, I feel so good. Like I look back at my first ones, I'm like, oh geez, I cringe at what I did. So still learning as I go. But Paul says, great job, Anthony. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you watching. I know you might be doing this during your morning workout. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Again, if you're watching, head over to Paul's channel. He has some great information over there, and he interviews some really fun, great people. And plus, he's a running coach. So head on over and see if he can give you a consultation. Bev says, again, barefoot balancing exercises are shown to do wonderful for plantar fasciitis. Cool. I'm going to check that out, Bev. I'm going to try to start doing that stuff. I need to. Smalls, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, man. We need to go for a run. You're local. I need to get faster. I need to be with faster people. So I'm going to keep bugging you. And I know you're busy. We got different schedules, but hey, let's do it sometime, man. But actually, Smalls actually has a podcast where he was actually featured on the God, what's the name of the podcast? I'm forgetting it now. With Matt Chittum, why am I forgetting this part? I'm going to look that up right now. He was actually a guest on one of my favorite podcasts, and I don't know why it's leaving my mind right now because I listen to it like all the time. Sheesh. Maybe I'm getting some kind of memory issue. Rambling Runner, that's what it is. Sheesh. The Rambling Runner podcast. He was on that a few months ago. He has an awesome story. So go check that out if you can. What does Lewis say? SJD, Seth James Moore has a lot of videos about that one. Cool. I'll check that out. Seth James actually just ended his daily live stream, daily vlogs like a week ago. He did it for like 7 years straight and he just ended them. Cool for him. That was awesome. Yeah, Rambling Runner. I don't know why I forgot the name of that. Early in the morning still here. But that was a big, if you're on the Rambling Runner podcast, that means you are a legit runner. And so he definitely was a perfect fit for that podcast. But thank you for being here, everybody. Like I said, I do this every Monday, 8 a.m. And it's either on YouTube and Facebook. And so that's that. So we've been here doing this now for almost 30 minutes. I'm going to let you guys get to your day. I'm going to get to my day. I'm actually going to try and go for a run here in a minute. Try to get more consistent. I did 7 miles yesterday. I was happy about that. And I'm going to try to get out and maybe do a little bit of they said I did some speed work yesterday. So maybe I'll do a little easy run today. Again, I got to get better with my training plan. I don't have anything in my plan. I don't have anything in my calendar. So I need to get something on my calendar fast. So, yes, go check it out, Dev. Stay safe, everyone. Have a good day. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking the time. I will let you go. As I say at every video, I'm Anthony, reminding you to keep running for your best life. See you next Monday.